In this video, we're going to look at graphs of logarithmic functions. We're going to first look at the function f of x is equal to 2 to the power of x. And then we're going to look at the graph of g of x is equal to log base 2 of x. So let's look at 2 to the power of x. Here I have a couple of function machines. The first one on the left is my first function. And I'm just going to pick a value of x and I'm going to drop it into this function. Let's just say we use 3. Take 3, we plug it into this function, so this becomes 2 to the power of 3, which is 8. Now, let's take the second function. This time, I am going to choose 8 as my input. I'm going to drop the 8 into this function. I get log base 2 of 8. And I can sort of do the math right here. Log base 2 of 8. What does that equal? Well, that's 2 to the power of y is equal to 8. So 2 to what power is 8? Well, it's 3. Now, if you take a step back, you can see that these two functions are inverses of each other. And even though I chose only one point, this relationship is going to be maintained. I started with 3, dropped 3 into the function f of x, out came an 8. I took that 8, plugged it into the second function, and out came a 3, which is what I started with. So 2 to the power of x and log base 2 of x are inverses. Now let's investigate the graphs of both of these functions. So I'm in Desmos. I'm going to plug in -3 through 2 into 2 to the power of x. And you can see I get that classic exponential function. Now I'm going to plug in the same x values into log base 2 of x. And on the table, you can see that there are several that are undefined. Now remember, we cannot take the log of a negative number, nor can we take 0, the log of 0. All of those values are going to be undefined. So I have my table, and I only have 2 points. But I can go ahead and I can graph that on Desmos, luckily, using just 2 points. Now, we've already said that these two functions are inverses of each other. And inverse graphs, or inverse functions, have graphs that are reflected over the line y equals x. So let's see that line y equals x on Desmos also. And you can clearly see that the graph in green, log base 2 of x, when reflected over y equals x, it lands right on the function in red, 2 to the power of x. And here you can see a point, 2, 1. If we swap 2, 1, we get 1, 2, which is on the graph in red. And we could check our other point here too. We have 1, 0 on the graph in green, which means we have 0, 1 on the graph in red. So we have determined that an exponential function and a logarithmic function, if they have the same base, are inverses of each other. And we've investigated their graphs and shown that they are reflections of each other over the line y equals x.